Alright, so I was asked what I do for my workouts on a weekly basis. So I put together a full week's worth of workouts, and today we're going to start with a push day, and I will kind of walk you through what I did for my first day. This is the general workout that I do. It's not necessarily what I do every single week, the base of what I would typically do. And what I'm going to be working at today is between 70 to 80% of whatever my max would be. So I'm going to start here first with flat bench, 4 sets of 6 reps. And before I used to flare my shoulders out really far. What I mean by flared out, they used to be at a right angle towards my torso. Now they're at a 45-degree angle, which protects your shoulders a lot. My shoulders used to be much bigger because I used so much of them during my bench, and now they're not as big because of that. But it's a good thing though, because I'm protecting my shoulders. From there I go to the incline bench with 4 sets of 8 reps. This is my first week actually recording anything like my full-on workout in a while, and just getting back into it after going on vacation. So I just went back to doing whatever weight I left off at, and this is the weight that I was at. Another thing you notice, I'm not really squeezing the weight as much. I'm really just trying to get through the workout because, again, I took like 3 weeks off. So this week is just going to be a lot of just getting back into the groove of getting the movements back down again. After that, I went to the overhead press. I did 4 sets of 6 for that. I actually like doing a lot more reps than that for that actual workout. I don't like doing 6 reps. Again, the shoulders aren't a really big muscle, so they don't need to do super heavy loads like that. They get good stimulation for me when I'm doing 10 to 12 reps for that specific movement. It's hot in my garage. It's like 90 degrees, so sometimes the shirt just has to come off. So that's what you see there. And I try to keep this as strict as possible, not make it into a push press, because I won't be using my shoulders anymore. I'll be using my legs. So. From there, we went to the weighted dip, and I actually don't like doing it this way. I prefer to have the weight over my neck so it leans me a little bit more forward, so I get a little bit more lower pec activation as opposed to tricep activation. But this is what I have, so this is what I'm using here. And I think it's a 45-pound kettlebell. Felt alright, felt pretty good. But again, I prefer to have the weight around my neck so that I get more chest activation as opposed to tricep activation. From there we did some dumbbell front raises. We did 4 sets of 8 of that. I believe in this video it's actually going to show 2 sets of 12. When you're editing a bunch of different angles, I didn't really count, so I think I did actually 12 here. Today I'm doing all of my push movements. So I'll do everything that has to do with pushing for the most part. Bench press, shoulder press, because I like to try and get all my body parts in twice a week. When I first started working out, I was doing them once a week, and as I've become a little bit more advanced in lifting, I've moved to twice a week with all body parts, and you could even go up to 3 times a week for certain things like bench press and squat. I would say you could almost do those every single day. Not necessarily super heavy every single day, but they're there are lifts that you can do a lot more often than, you know, more isolation moves like this one that you see here. This is a super isolation move. If you want to build mass, you want to do compound movements, one that use multiple body parts. Like if you're doing a bench press, you're doing your tricep, you're doing your shoulder and your chest at the same time. Whereas this movement right here, it's mostly just the shoulder. Same thing with this movement here, the dumbbell lateral raises. It's very precise on where you hit your muscle. So you're not doing multiple body parts, you're only doing one specific body part. And this you'll be doing your traps and shoulders mostly, but it's not considered a super compound movement. Here's some skull crushers to hit the triceps some. 4 sets of 8 of that. And I like to touch the top of my head with whatever this bar is. I'm not sure what you would call it. But it's the bar I have and it's the bar that I use. And I would usually like to touch the top of my head so I know that I'm keeping it slow and controlled. Thus the name skull crushers. If you do it out of control, you're gonna crush that skull of yours. I also leave my arms not at an angle away from my body, not straight out from my body, because I want to keep the tension on the tricep the entire time. So you're not going to see my arms super straight that often, except for these couple reps here that I'm struggling through. And the last workout I did was the tricep pushdowns. And this I like to load as much as I can, but again, this is my first week back, so just doing what I can do. So this is 4 sets of 8 here, and I believe that's 90 pounds, but it's different than a normal pulley because with this pulley, I'll leave a link in the description below kind of describing what this is, but it's from Spud Inc. and it's only one pulley. It's not like a normal pulley where there's multiple pulleys and you're not actually lifting the actual weight that you put on there. This, you're lifting the exact weight because there's only one pulley. So it's a lot different doing it with this than it is with your traditional pulley style machines. So that's it. That's day 1 of my full week of workouts. There will be 5 more videos after that, and I will see you in the next workout.